Hello, everybody. Rob Cootie here, the MLM Solution. Today is Tuesday, March 2nd. It's 11 a.m. Not 11 a.m. We go live at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time each and every day, Monday through Friday, where we talk all things network marketing, the good, the bad, yes, even the ugly. As you know by now, we talk about anything and everything network marketing. No subject matter is off limits to us. That ensures that you guys learn the most about this business model, and you're empowered to do great things utilizing this wonderful business model. That being said, please, if you will, help our fellow network marketers find us. You can do that by giving them hashtag the MLM Solution, hashtag the MLM Solution. They could use that hashtag to find us anywhere on the internet, and that's powerful. Additionally, if you will, go to our new website, themlmsolution.net, themlmsolution.net. It's new, short, concise, informative, and easy to navigate, exactly what we want. So with that being said, today's topic is going to be a good one, and it's going to be balancing width and depth during the business building process. You do not want to miss today's episode. That is a vital business building tactic. You got to know how to balance between the two. That being said, I'm going to hop off of here, and we shall see you very shortly.
Welcome to the MLM Solution Podcast Show, where you'll learn the facts and hear the truth about the network marketing industry. Here's your host, Rob Cootie.
Hello, Miss Marie. How are you today?
Good morning, Rob. I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself?
It's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
It's March 2nd. It's Tuesday. The month is almost over.
Oh, my goodness. It's March 2nd. The month is nowhere near over.
It sure feels like it, the way time's flying. We're in the third month already. You and I just celebrated January 1st.
That was a little bit ago.
Well, calendar-wise it was, but in my mind, it's like yesterday. I don't know what that says from my mind, but okay. All right. With that being said, Miss Marie, we have a good topic today. Balancing width and depth. You know, Miss Marie, most people have no clue. Even some of the veterans have no clue what width and depth means. You know that?
I know, and that's why we've done a couple episodes around this topic already. We did one on width is wealth, and we did a deep dive on that topic, so you can go back and check out that episode and exactly what's involved with that. Likewise, we talked about depth being security and did an entire episode deep dive on that topic as well. But what we realized we didn't do is we didn't talk about them kind of together, because as you're building your business, you are building for both width and depth. And how do we balance those? So that's what we really wanted to focus on today.
Really, absolutely. Because you know what? Each one of those episodes you just talked about are absolutely critical to their success. Guys, if you're going to maximize, if you're going to have a chance, let me rephrase that, because maximization of the comp plan is totally different than what I'm getting ready to say. If you're going to maximize the comp plan to its fullest over the course of the 4 phases of the business building process, you have to understand what width is wealth and depth is security. And if you've done your homework before joining the company you're with right now, or if you're looking to join a company, you want to look at the comp plan and make sure there's no limitations on the number of people that you can personally sponsor. Ms. Marie, as you know, there are certain comp plans that have limitations. I've been a part of them myself. I did not do that on purpose. I didn't think it was a big deal. I still don't to some degree, but there again, there's so many ways around all that stuff, and we don't want to get into that. We have yet to do an episode on compensation plans because that's such a delicate matter to get into and such a deep subject. I mean, my gosh, you could spend probably 2 weeks of solid episodes on comp plans and never cover the same content. They're so complicated and convoluted there.
Well, that's true. And for most people, they're already engaged in a network marketing company. So one of the things that you want to do is take a close look at the compensation plan that you're part of and understand what your limitations are or what your restrictions are within the comp plan when it comes to width and depth for your organization. Now, what that means is depending on the type of comp plan that you're in, you may be limited to the people you can frontline sponsor, meaning those people who are on your first level. There are some compensation plans where you're going to be limited to 2 people.
Yeah.
That's all you're going to be able to build in terms of width. You're going to be driving depth under those 2 positions. And then there are some comp plans you can have an unlimited number of people on your first line, or there may be a limit of 5 or 10 or 12. But understanding how your compensation plan is structured, both in terms of what you can build for width and also what you can build for depth, is essential. And now when I talk about depth and your compensation plan, some compensation plans will limit how many levels down you get paid. And that may be driven by your rank level at any given time. Like if you're an emerald, you'll get paid 4 levels deep. But once you achieve the diamond level, then you get paid 7 levels deep. So you have to have an understanding also of the depth that you're getting paid and your pin rank advancement that you need to maintain in order to get paid on that depth. Because, of course, you don't want to build any deeper than you're necessarily going to get paid, because that just doesn't help your financial position, and that's silly.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I agree. And she said some very important things there, guys. And I want to make something very clear before we take a deep dive, because this is one of those episodes where we are going to take a deep dive. And if you notice, we didn't really fart around on the beginning of the show today, because this is a subject matter that's vitally important to your success, and one that we want to give it due diligence and time. And no matter how you discuss this subject, it's always going to end up in a deep dive because of the complexity. The words are simple: width is wealth, depth is security. But the complexity of accomplishing that at the same time can be very challenging. So we're going to go ahead and get into that. What she talked about is absolutely true. You want to look at the comp plan and look for the things that she just talked about. Now, let's just say that you're with a comp plan that allows you to go wide. You can sponsor 100 people if you so choose. Okay. Based on the comp plan, you may not have to sponsor 100 people to maximize it, but we're not going to get into that. I just want you to know that. Okay. And she just stated let's say that if Miss Marie and I were to join a company that had a limitation of 100 people. In other words, Marie and I, she could sponsor 100 people personally. I could sponsor 100 people personally. We're not in each other's organizations. That's just, we know each other. We just happen to be in the same company. Okay. Ms. Marie and I could look at the comp plan and say, well, crap, I don't need to sponsor 100 people. If I sponsor 69, if I do it right and I get X amount of, because we know the numbers in network marketing. And I'm not going to get into that, but we could look at the numbers and say, okay, the numbers never lie. They always work. And if I do that, my due diligence, sponsor people 5 and above on the scale of ambition, then guess what? The numbers are going to work in my favor, meaning that I'm going to get 22 leaders. They're going to be at different stages of aggressive growth. Okay. Meaning that I basically will only have to sponsor 69 people to get those 22 leaders. Okay. Now I'm throwing some numbers out, but you get my point. Miss Marie and I would say I may not have to sponsor 100 people. Now, we may put 100 people down on our goal sheet just as a safety net, because you never know. You're dealing with human beings and you're dealing with life, and the numbers will work out, but you may have to end up sponsoring 75 instead of 69. Did that make sense, Miss Marie?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay.
So the reason I bring that up, it's not important about the numbers. It's important about the width. And if you notice what I did there is I'm looking at the numbers. See, there's 69 or 75 people that I got to sponsor in order to maximize the compensation plan, meaning that if I'm going to join this company, well, I have joined the company, and if I'm going into a company, Miss Marie and I, we shoot for the stars. We're not going to be bull crapping around. because we understand the same steps, same commitment, same process is going to take place, whether we're with a new company or an old company. And we understand that this money opportunity is only going to be around for a short period with this new company. So we're going to sponsor as many people as wide as we can, as quick as we can, so that we can maximize, put ourselves in a position to maximize the comp plan, meaning that we're going to be diamond, where, as she stated, we're going to get paid 7 levels deep, not 4, 7. Okay. Because we realize that her and I are getting to be old people, and we got a limited amount of time to complete this process. No, we realize that the company is not getting any younger. It's quickly reaching year 3. We know this is a critical time in its growth period. And if we're going to maximize this comp plan, we got to get our butts in gear, sponsor 69 people, 75 people as quickly as we can. Okay. Now, the thing is about Miss Marie and I, because of our knowledge and experience about the business model, we know that it's absolutely critical for our future. If this company happens to be around for another 7 years, and we're fortunate enough to stick with it during that next 7 years, which is what you always want. You know, we had an episode called the Hokey Pokey, meaning you have 1 foot in, 1 foot out at year 3. Well, that's normal. As a business person, you should have the Hokey Pokey in your dance repertoire. Okay. It doesn't mean that you're going to leave. It means that you're keeping your ears open and your eyes open, and you're watching for telltale signs of the company having trouble. But what if it doesn't? What if it's going to be around another 7 years? You want to ride that thing as long as you can. And that's where the depth comes into play. Here's the thing. If you're going to have an income producing machine that's going to produce an income each and every month that you and your family can depend on, that you can invest, you can pay debt off, you can enjoy a high quality of life, it's not the width. The width is attached to a word that everybody loves and is all shiny and everything. It's called wealth. Everybody knows that, and everybody gets all giddy when they hear that word. But there's another thing that's more important, and it's called security. Okay, and depth is where the security is, and that's where Miss Marie, if you made $1 million in your first year because of width, you'll make $3 or $4 million because of depth over the next 5 years. Okay, guys, that's the power of depth, is security. And then here's the thing. When you're in that chaotic environment and you're building your business, and it will be chaotic, time management and organizational skills become a premium in your life. I'm telling you, to keep your sanity and to keep the momentum going in your business, to keep your family happy and your job happy, you have got to do a balancing act between your business that's exploding and your normal day-to-day life, okay? Here's where also balancing width and depth is absolutely critical. If you go back and listen to the episodes, Miss Marie, I'm not trying to dominate. I'm trying to get this out real quick. If you go back and listen to our episodes talking about how to identify your leaders, you know, they identify themselves through activity, results, etc. And we also tell you in another episode how to use your back office. Your back office tells a story about your business, its overall health, its problem areas, and also its strong areas. And we talked, remember, Miss Marie, we talked about how to read a back office so that you get a picture of what your business, a snapshot, if you will, of where it is at that particular moment. Now, you say, Rob, why do you say that? Because this is where deriving depth becomes really important. Because when you go into your back office, the back office is going to reveal the people that have growing businesses, their volume in their business is going up almost weekly, bi-weekly. They have people in their downline that are advancing in pin rank. The people are getting bonus checks. That's a sign of a healthy, growing business. Okay, and some businesses are growing at a greater rate because they're going to sponsor more high-quality people. They happen to be on a roll. The numbers are constantly playing out. And Miss Marie could have a business that's twice the size of mine, but mine could come on to gangbusters 6 months down the road because my 1/3, 1/3 worked different than her 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Her 1/3 took off like gangbusters right out of the gate. Mine didn't. Okay, they're a few months behind. That happens. Okay, but the bottom line is, if I log in my back office, I'll see this total picture. Okay, and remember we talked about 22 leaders out of the 69 that I sponsored. Well, that is where I place my focus and drive in depth. And Miss Marie, we did another episode. What is the number, not putting you on the spot, what is the number of leaders that you got to have in each and every one of your legs? Remember, 3 to 5 legs in your business are going to create 95% of your income. Guys, it's no different than the 80-20 rule. It's a little bit different, but guys, it's no different than the 80-20 rule. It's hard for life to beat the 80-20 rule, right, Miss Marie? I mean, you've been in business. You know, it's a fact. 20% of the people create 80% of your problems. 20% of your activity creates 80% of the income, right? I mean, it's crazy how the numbers work out, but it's because we're human beings. We have habitual ways, and those habitual ways prove those numbers correctly. It's no different in network marketing. 3 to 5 people are going to produce 95% of your income. Well, you better have depth in those 3 to 5 legs, or your business is in big, big trouble, and you'll have no stability. And if that's where 95% of your income comes from, what do you think is going to happen to your lifestyle and your income if you don't have those legs driven in depth? So I got that all out. I'll talk about how to drive that depth here in a minute and how to balance the two. But Ms. Marie, did I paint a proper picture before I get started?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a good kind of 30,000-foot level overview of it, along with the fact that we have episodes that kind of drove a little bit deeper on each of those topics.
That's right. Yeah, and I'm not going to go that deep in this one. This could be a deep subject. As you know, I have a passion for this particular subject because it's so important. Okay, so you guys, we're all going to presume that you want the drink out of the coconut sitting on the beach type money, okay, which we're proud to say that we promote. Okay, that's what you should shoot for. So with that being said, the only way, if this company is going to stick around for 7 more years, that you're going to have that kind of lifestyle and that kind of income is if you drive depth in the 3 to 5 legs that we talked about. And you say, Rob, well, how do you know which 3 to 5 legs they are? You don't. What it is that you work with each one of those leaders, and through their own activity, as we say all the time, Miss Marie, cream rises to the top, right? And whoever does that, because here's what will happen, guys. There'll be a certain point, just like there was in your business. There's going to come a certain point in your downline leadership where they're going to take on a life of their own. And they're going to say, Rob, leave me alone. I got it. You taught me everything you know. I get it. If there's something I need, I promise you I'll call you because I love you like a brother. I know that you're there for me. I know you know how this business works. But you know what? You taught me everything. I really feel like I got a handle. And guys, I may not hear from them for a month. I may not hear from them for 3 months, 6 months. That's okay. Because over the course of the time that we've worked together, we've developed a really wonderful bond. Miss Marie and I were like that. We met, when was it, Miss Marie? It was in the 2000s, wasn't it? If I remember right.
2005, I want to say.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's right. 15 years ago, guys. And you know what? When we talk, we've talked off and on over the years, and it's like talking to my sister. We pick up right off where we go like we never missed a beat. Okay, well, you're going to have the same kind of connection with some of your leaders, all right? And you may not have to talk to them all the time. That's okay. But if we did an episode on that too. Remember, Miss Marie, we really focused on leaders, how to develop a relationship, a professional, and a friendship. Because you don't want a friendship, a pure and simple friendship. You want a professional. I got a word for be friendship. I forgot what it's called. I'll think of it in a minute. I have an acronym for it. But the bottom line is you want a business / relationship, a personal type relationship, but on a business level. Okay, keep it professional, this and that. And we covered that because that's a delicate balance too. Now you say, here's what I'm getting at. You say, Rob, okay, so these guys are going to identify themselves. They're going to tell you to leave them alone. Then where's your 3 to 5? Well, those are your 3 to 5. When you have those guys step up, and I don't mean guys, I'm talking about girls and guys. When they step up and say, Rob, I got it. I'm good to go. Don't worry about it. I'll call you if I need you. Guys, that's what you want. And you want them to get bigger than you. Now, here's the thing. In their infancy, when I sponsored 69 people, and those 22 people, leaders, out of those 69 have not identified themselves yet, okay? But they're in the process. Guess what? My goal, and we did an episode on this too, you got to go back and listen to these. Anything that's got to do with leadership in the title of our videos and podcasts, you got to go back and listen to and watch. Here's the thing. What you do is that you work with those people, helping them do what? Doing 3-way calls, Zoom calls, local live meetings in person, regional meetings, whatever the case may be, right, Miss Marie? You got to meet them at their level, and you got to work with them. Okay. And that's showing support. That's showing solidarity. That's showing that you have the same belief level in this company and comp plan as they do. and that you're willing to help them, and that you're going to be a mentor for them, and that you're not afraid to build this business model with them. There's so many positives coming out of working together. Okay. Here's the thing. When you're doing those things, you are helping them do what? Focus in on finding their leaders. And you say, well, Rob, how do they do that? Let's say that I sponsored Miss Marine. She's a go-getter. She's a proud network marketer. She knows what it takes to make this business go. And she's really wanting to take this thing to the limit. And she says, Rob, I know how to get in front of people. I know the music to the ears message, but I'm going to need help on 3 ways. Because she understands the power of leveraging the reputation of Rob and the success of Rob. If she's getting started, she has no success with this company. Okay. And just because she was successful in the past doesn't necessarily mean that's going to happen here. So what does she have to do? She has to edify Rob and his success at this moment, saying, Rob and I know each other from the past. Rob sponsored me here, and Rob and I were working together, and we're a real good, powerful team. We understand this business model really well. In other words, she's starting to show that there's solidarity between her and I, making us one instead of two. And that way, there's an overpowering presence when we work with these people in her downline. And what is she doing? And she's sponsoring her people. The 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 is taking place, and those leaders in her business are starting to show themselves through what? Volume generation, pin rank advancement, bonus checks, and signing up new people. Those are the 4 telltale signs. She knows what leaders are about, and she'll say, Rob, I really need help. And so-and-so is going to bring a bunch of new people. They already have 3 leaders in their business, and we need somebody to do a meeting Friday night at so-and-so hotel. Will you do it? And the reason she's doing that, she's quite capable herself. She's doing that. She's edifying Rob. Why? Because she's going to promote Rob. Rob's accomplished this. He's done this with his company. He's had this kind of reputation. He really knows this business. And he, more importantly, he knows how to maximize this comp plan so you can make the most money you can with this company and the growth. He's going to show you exactly how to do that. You do not want to miss Friday night. That's what she's doing. Why is she doing that? It's not about Rob. It's about throwing gasoline on the fire that she started so that people don't want to miss. Oh, my gosh, Rob's coming. Let's go. Instead of having 10 people there, she has 30 people. And that's what it's about. She's working the numbers in network marketing, and Rob's helping her. And as Rob's helping her, he's helping her find leaders in that 30 people that show up that night, and she's driving her business deeper. Her goal is to get down below each and every leader in as many legs in her business as possible. Did that make sense, Ms. Marie? Yep,
absolutely.
Okay. Now you say, Rob, that still doesn't explain the balance between width and wealth. Width and depth. And you're absolutely right. I had to paint a picture for you. Now comes the balancing act. As you're sponsoring those 69 people wide, you're going to have people that are right away. Remember, the 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 is always going to work no matter what. And if you sponsor 20 people, 21 people, you're going to have 1 or 2 people who are going to stand up and be strong with you if you use the scale of ambition and the music to the ears message. And you got them started off on the right track. Miss Marie, getting that first check is absolutely essential. That usually gets people, it jumpstarts them, and it's a magical thing that happens, and they start taking off. And Miss Marie, as you continue to sponsor towards your 69 people, you're going to work with that person. They got their first check. They're now excited. They see it works, and they say, I can do this. I actually use the music to the ears message, and I sponsor somebody, and I sponsored 10 people. And guess what? 4 of those people are doing 100 PV per month, and I got my first check. This is actually working just like they said it would. And now, Miss Marie, they're fired up, they're focused, and they're motivated to go out there and do it again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So what is Rob doing? I know that I got to sponsor 69 people in 90 days, and I know that I got to get my butt in gear, and I got to hurry because it's going to take everything I got to get those 69 people in that 90-day period. But at the same time, I got to stop and work with Marie along the way. If she calls me and says, can you be here Friday night? I say yes. Why? Because Miss Marie has shown through her volume generation, her getting her first check, her moving up in pin rank herself, and that she's got a couple of other people that are bringing people, that she's got some activity going on, and I'd be a fool to say no. Okay? And it could be a Zoom meeting. She could have 30 people in a Zoom meeting. It doesn't matter. I'm just using the live in-person thing to show you that will work as well as a Zoom meeting. Okay? Now, the reason I'm doing that is because I want to get below Miss Marie. She's a leader right now, but there may be something to come down the road, and Miss Marie's got something good going. In other words, as a leader myself, I'm looking beyond Miss Marie because I never know if she's going to be there tomorrow or the next year. So what I want to do is help her find leaders in her business so that if Miss Marie leaves, my leg is stable. Okay, because when Miss Marie leaves, for whatever reason, somebody else is there to pick up the slack. Because Miss Marie sponsored another person who's as motivated as she is, and they're taking off, and they're really building this thing. And so what I want is I want 3 of those people like that below Miss Marie. So what does Miss Marie believe in? She knows that she don't care about Rob. She knows what Rob's doing, and that's okay, because she understands how the business works. What is her goal? Her goal is to get below her leaders. Why? Because there's stability. And that stability creates the drink out of the coconut sitting on the beach type of money, where each and every month your income is stable, and it will bring that lifestyle and that money each and every month for the next 7 years. You've got to work them both at the same time. Rob didn't wait till he finished sponsoring 69 people. Rob worked with Marie during his progress towards those 69 people. Does that make sense, Miss Marie?
It does, yes. Mm-hmm.
So you cannot stay so focused on sponsoring your 69 people that you leave Miss Marie behind. Miss Marie, one of the biggest problems that we face in this industry is people not getting help and support when they need it. In other words, Miss Marie says, I don't know what to do. I've tried getting a hold of Rob. He won't answer my calls. I don't know if I've made him mad. I don't know if he doesn't want to work with me. I don't know what's going on. And Miss Marie is actually making things happen. She's working her tail end off because she's really kind of she's kind of willy-nilly in it because she doesn't have that laser focus. She doesn't really have that yet. So she's kind of like a ship out in the ocean, without a sail. And she's making progress, but it's rough. Okay. Well, Rob should help her get that laser focus, pull that sail up. Let's get a direct line. Let's get a roadmap so that you know exactly what you're doing. Let's get rid of all the erroneous activity that's wasting your time. Let's get you to be that focused business building machine. I'm not doing that. And so what'll happen, guys, if I ignore Marie, she's going to fall away, meaning that I got to replace her with somebody else because nobody in depth has been developed yet. That leg is either totally gone, meaning I have to sponsor another person to replace her when she dropped out. Because if she drops out, that puts me one less away from 69. In other words, if I sponsored 21 people and she quits, I'm back down to 20. So now I got 49 more people to go, where before I only had 48. Believe me, that'll happen a lot if you do ignore those people that are trying to make this business go. Okay, right, Miss Marie?
Well, absolutely. And I just want to jump in here. When it comes to supporting the leaders in your business, it doesn't necessarily require you to spend all your time doing the explaining. This is why we create a lot of the trainings that we do, the podcasts that we do. There are certain areas where people are going to ask questions that you can then refer them to a particular podcast episode. So rather than you spending 30 minutes on the phone with them explaining how to build with, they want to build with for wealth because they're just starting out, right? So they want to focus on that with component rather than the depth starting out. You can send that to that episode of our podcast. And while they're spending that 25, 30 minutes on that podcast listening to that, you're busy supporting your other leaders, recruiting new members into your distributorship. It just allows you to leverage your time better, and it prevents you from having to be the absolute expert on everything.
That's right.
You may understand the concepts and you're tooling along doing your business just fine because you understand the concepts, but maybe you're not proficient at explaining them to other people on your team. So that's when you want to leverage the resources.
Right. And, Miss Marie, the thing is that you do not want to lose the fact that you got to do both at the same time. And that means when someone raises their hand, and the way you raise your hand in this business is when you log into your back office and you see the volume that she's creating, the people she's signing up, any pin rank advancement taking place in her organization, any bonus checks, whether it's her or downline that are getting in her organization. What does that tell you about Miss Marie? Now, one of the stipulations of being a leader, you can do, Miss Marie can do all the activity. And we had this episode too, Miss Marie, the threshold of profitability. Part of being a leader is 100 PV or more per month in personal volume. She's not a leader if she's doing 65. A leader doesn't do that. Now, if Miss Marie tells Rob up front, Rob, I can only do 65 PV for the first 2 months because of the following, but I will get right up to 100 PV in the third month because we have a budget issue, and I understand the importance of 100 PV. I'm totally right there with you. I'm going to take her at her word. I'm going to work with her. But in that third month, she better go up to 100 PV or more per month. And if she doesn't and keep it there, then we got a problem. Now, this is not about 100 PV. This is about, that is part of the leadership. You guys got to understand that. Okay. You don't have a leader, Miss Marie, if you're not doing 100 PV or more. You're setting the wrong example. There will be no profit in your business. You will have people that will take longer to reach the success levels they want if they're not using the threshold of profitability, which turns them into grinders, which will end up having a large dropout rate. Right, Miss Marie?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
the struggle is real.
It is. When people are making money, they're happy. They're willing to go through the struggle, believe me. And so here's the thing. So you have to understand that you got to work with, and at the same time, when somebody raises their hand and they're doing that 100 PV per month, and they have all of those things that I talked about going on in their business, you have a leader. And you got to contact that leader, because if Miss Marie didn't contact me, I'm contacting her. Because when I log into my back office, she stands out as a leader. And if it's like, I really don't want to bother Rob. Rob's so busy. I know it. She's convinced herself not to call me. As a leader, I take the initiative. If I don't hear from her, I'm calling her. Or I'm going to email her. I'm going to say, hey, this is Rob. You know, I noticed you're doing really great, man. You're doing awesome. Do you have any challenges? Do you need any three-ways? Do you need any Zoom meetings? What do you need from me to support you? Okay. That's what I got to do, guys, at least once or twice a week. And hopefully I have her text, her cell phone, so I can text her. I don't depend on emails. Emails are becoming more and more less important and relevant as time goes along. I don't know if you know this, Miss Marie, they say 90% of the people respond to their text messages before they do their emails. Did you know that?
Yeah, that sounds about right. I'd figure the ratio is pretty high.
Yeah, I mean, that's me. I have to force myself to go to my emails. But anyway, here's the thing, guys. It's not about the text messages, it's about contacting Miss Marie. And I'm going to use the most efficient way that I can to get in front of her. Hey, this is Rob. You're doing great. You're doing wonderful. Do you have any questions? Do you need me help? Do you need anything from me at all? I'm here for you. If I did that and she comes back, no, I really feel like I'm doing good, but it's good to know that you're there. If I need anything, I'll certainly contact you. Okay. Then I did my part, right, Miss Marie? Mm-hmm. And that is part of driving depth. You say, well, Rob, you didn't work with it. No, I didn't. But there will be a time where she'll say, okay, I know, because most leaders, especially newer leaders, don't know what driving depth means. They don't even have a clue how to do it. Okay. But they understand it's important. And so Miss Marie may get with Rob. I really don't understand it, but I know it's supposed to happen. I don't know if I'm doing it, but hey, will you help me? You know, can we talk about this? And then after I tell her what it is or show her the video, whatever the case may be, she might be like, oh, I'm already doing that. That's cool. Okay. Well, it's good to know that I'm doing that. All right. And also when during that video, she's going to hear how Rob emphasizes the importance of working together to continue to drive that depth. Because you want to have as many leaders, you got to have at least 3 leaders in depth to stabilize that leg. But that doesn't mean that you can't have 7. You want to have as many as possible, right, Miss Marie?
Mm-hmm. More is better.
More is better. That's right. So the thing is, guys, I just now explained to you, as you're going towards that 69th person and you have 22 people out of those 69, well, let me back up because I'm painting the wrong picture. As you're working towards the 69 that you have down as a goal during the 90-day mini blast, you're going to have your 1/3 working. I'm summarizing here, Miss Marie. That first third is going to, out of that first third, if you're sponsoring people 5 and above on the scale of ambition, you're going to have 2 or 3 that are going to jump out and really start rocking this thing just like you are. Meaning that those are the people you're going to focus on to drive depth into those legs as quickly as possible. You can't really fart around. But if they're already doing it and they already know how to do it, leave them alone. Okay? And find another person to work with. If they refuse your help, leave them alone. They're not part of your 3 to 5 legs. They're going to create 95% of their income. Right, Miss Marie? Just because you offer your help does not mean they're going to take it. And what have they done? They have doomed their own business. Let them go. You cannot make a 5 into a 10. A 5 is a 5. Leave it as it is. If you offer the help, they refuse it, let it go. Don't be resentful. Don't get revenge. If they call you back later, say, hey, I made a mistake. I need your help. Be happy to do it. Don't hold a grudge. Go in there and help them. Okay? So, Miss Marie, have I forgot anything before I summarize?
No, I don't think so. I think we covered that fairly well, the importance of building both width and depth.
You got to. Excuse me. Guys, you got to do it at the same time. Because I know that when we did our past episodes, we talked about width by itself and gave you the impression, didn't it, Miss Marie, that width was more important than depth. Get the width done and over with. And when you hear the word wealth, that just, ooh, you know, it's the shiny object syndrome.
Well, I think it depends on which episode you listen to. If you listen to the Width is Wealth episode, you think that's the most important thing to do. If you listen to the Depth is Security episode, you think that's the most important thing to do. And in fact, they have to work together, right? You want to be doing both at the same time.
That is a great point. And both of those are good episodes. But she's right. They got to work together. That's the reason why when we were talking one day during another podcast, Miss Marie realized that we needed to have a podcast like today where we combine the two and talked about the ability to balance them both. Guys, if you go from 0 to 69 and don't build depth, when you get to 69, guess what? You're going to have to turn around and go back to the beginning. Doesn't mean that you're going to lose all 69 people, but it means that you're going to lose a large percentage of them, which means the numbers of network marketing are not going to work in your favor, which means you're going to have to continue to recruit. Which means your 90-day mini blast is going to turn into 180 days and never end, which means you're going to turn into a grinder, which means ultimately you're going to quit. Okay, so do not do that. You cannot go from 0. Miss Marie, that's what happens to these flash in the pans, where they burn like a bright star and then they fizzle out months later. And they have no clue. Why? There's multiple reasons in this business model. But one of the biggest reasons is exactly that. They become a recruiting machine, and you know what that is. Once you get in that cycle, Miss Marie, it's hard to get out. Yep. You know that. You've seen them.
Yep. And that's one of the struggles when you have the recruiting machine, they're building the width, but they're not building the depth because they're not there supporting the leaders as we've talked about. That's
right. And so what you know what they are, Miss Marie? They're all about the recruiting, and they're not about the business building. So they're really not a network marketer. They're a recruiter. And that's all they are. And really, well, I hate using the word network marketer because, guys, as we talked, we're going to close this episode out. As we talked before, you got to make a determination whether you're a business builder or a network marketer. 2 totally different things. We're not doing a play on words. The mindset of a business builder is totally different than a network marketer. Totally different. Ms. Marie knows that. When you go in as a business builder, you know, I got to do step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. This is my ultimate goal. Here's what I got to make happen. This is how I make it happen. They don't even think like a network marketer because they're a business person looking at the business model saying, this is what I got to do to make the money that I want to make. Right, Miss Marie? Mm-hmm. Totally different mindset. And we're not knocking one over the other. You have to make the determination. But it's hard to be a network marketer, Miss Marie, and build a successful, long-term, stable, proficient business that will produce the lifestyle and income you want. It's hard to do. Because to build a successful network marketing business is different than building a successful money-producing machine. Totally different. Because look, you got 1 or 2 choices, Miss Marie. You either build a network marketing business, which I guess we ought to have an episode on that in the future. The difference between a network marketing business and a business machine. Guys, you're going to look. You take a totally different approach. You're going to get different results. You say, well, no, you're going to have a successful business. You're right. That's the only common denominator there is, because the thing is, a person that goes in and builds a successful network marketing business is going to have a different result than someone that goes in and builds a successful income producing machine. Okay. There's two totally different things going on there. All right. So you'll see what we're talking about in an episode about that. So determining what you are, because Miss Marie and I know, hey, you know what? We're professional business builders. We utilize the network marketing business model to create the income and lifestyle we want. We understand how the business works. We understand what our role is. We understand what we have to do. We understand what our people have to do. Okay. We don't talk about the product all that much. We don't talk about the comp plan, and they're both important. That's not what we're saying. But the thing is, our mindsets are totally different, and we're focused on different areas for a reason. We're all about producing success, stability, and income. Right, Miss Marie?
That is true.
So totally different, totally different. All right, Miss Marie, we're done early.
Is it early? I don't know that it's early.
Well, it was fast. It's only 41 minutes. I could have been done in 38, but I had another couple of points. All right. With that being said, guys, let's close this out real quick. As we said, always please utilize our hashtag #DMLM Solution to share our podcasts, our platforms with our fellow network marketers all across the world. Understand that we are just two people. We need your help in getting the word out about what we do and what we bring to the table for everyone in this industry. Also, go to our new website, themlmsolution.net. New website, themlmsolution.net. It's shorter, to the point, more concise, easier to navigate. I'm sure that you'll find it to be everything you need it to be. Give us a thumbs up if you like what you hear on our podcast and you understand the points that we're making and you feel that they can help you. That immediate feedback helps us understand that we're hitting the nail on the head, and we appreciate it in advance. If you will, please like, share, and comment on our various social media platforms. Once again, almost all people that are on social media understand the algorithms, how they work. They register that activity, which means they help promote the podcast and the videos to get in front of more people. Miss Marie, our numbers have been good, been very good. I was checking them over the weekend. Very good. And also hit the little bell on our YouTube channel twice so you can get notified when we go live and when we upload new content. All right, Miss Marie, tomorrow's subject matter is network marketing. Is it a hobby or is it a business? That's a decision you're going to have to make. It's going to be some good subject. And that's a tough one to make. That's a tough one to make. It's a scary moment. So with that being said, guys, we're going to hop off of here. Remember, tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, as always, we will be going live, streaming live on our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and we hope that you'll join us when we do. That being said, Miss Marie, if you don't have anything further to say, I'm going to go ahead and close this thing out.
See you at 11 a.m. Eastern tomorrow.
That's about as good a fitting thing as you could say.
Thank you for listening to the...
All right, here we go. What's going on here? Why is it not working?
Thank you for listening to the MLM Solution Podcast. For more info, visit our website, themlmsolution.net. Please follow us on the following platforms: Facebook, YouTube, etc. And share this podcast with our fellow network marketers around the world by hitting the share button on our various platforms.